State is favored by a large margin Saturday, but one of our next guests says that won't happen. Brandon Mellor is our Florida State insider, and Gary Ferman covers the Canes for Rivals. And Gary, what makes you believe this will be a close game Saturday?
Well, I mean, look at the history of the series. I mean, they've always been close games, many of them decided by field goals late in the fourth quarter, legendary kicks that went wide right or wide left. Why would this year be any different? Because of the FSU hype machine that's captivating Tallahassee, because they've beaten teams like Nevada and Bethune-Cookman by 50-plus points, because the Clemson team that always chokes in the big game laid an egg in their home stadium.
Hey, I'll say this. Look at what you talk about, the body of work for Florida State. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They're dominating from start to finish in each one of these games. You're talking about a team that is scoring touchdowns, not field goals. They're scoring touchdowns on 54% of their offensive drives this season. That's nuts. It's second only to Baylor. This team is rolling, and we all know what Jameis Winston can do at quarterback.
Yeah,
but talk
they're
about
doing
that
it
defense.
against touch
Defense
football
is what's
teams.
dominating.
They're playing touch football. They get more practice in their 7-and-7 drills out on their practice field on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Hey, there's a reason they're playing that touch football. If these teams can't compete with this team, you can't fault the Noles for that for any stretch of the imagination. This team has gone out from start to finish in each one of these games this year and has dominated. And they're doing it with a team that is built from the ground up recruiting wise by Jimbo Fisher, has elite players at every single level, offensive line, receivers, tight end, quarterback, obviously, and then all three levels of that defense is absolutely dominating for the Seminoles this season. And it doesn't matter what the opponent is, whether it's Bethune-Cookman or Clemson in Death Valley.
Gary, we're going to find out. We're going to find out Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
Gary, let's move on here and ask you about Jameis Winston now. He's answered every challenge this season. You think, though, Miami can stop him? How?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you got to remember he's still a freshman quarterback. You know, I mean, he's been phenomenal in every game this year. You got to give him nothing but respect for the numbers that he's put up, the consistency that he's shown. But you also have to remember, this is a kid playing his first season, and the onus is on the Miami coaching staff to come up with a game plan that's going to get his head sort of racing a little bit. Mix coverages, bring blitzes strategically, do different things that will speed up the game for him and show him things that he has.
Let me say this real quick about Jameis Winston. That is no kid out there. If anybody has seen him, how he plays during games and has talked to him, knows that there is something older and wiser about this guy. He is not a redshirt freshman, doesn't play like one, doesn't act like one. He is the leader of a team that is chock full of veteran guys.
All right, but let's just remember, he is a freshman, okay? And he's a kid that might just be getting a little bit ahead of himself because guys like you up in Tallahassee are patting him on the back 24/7.
Hey, you want to blame somebody? Blame Mr. Manziel over in College Station for ruining the way we think about young guys. He has changed all the rules, and then here you go. A year later, you got another guy coming in who may be even better than that guy.
We got Johnny Manziel, got Johnny Football, somehow got into this conversation.
I'm watching this kid. He's signing autographs in the fourth quarter before the game's even over. Okay, he's leaving the bench to go sign autographs.
Games.
Trying to keep him focused in. I'm sure they'll have the focus completely on Saturday night. You know, and I've not seen anything that leads me to believe yet, though, Gary, that Winston cannot be stopped here. But maybe the Canes will find a way. We'll have to wait and see. Guys, we'll leave it there for now. Brandon and Gary, guys, thanks very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.